Dear colleagues, it's a great pleasure for me to be part of this conference. I'm a pediatrician and I have a long education in the integrative medicine. And one of the methods I'm using in my practice together with reflexoterapy, it is the biochemical regulatory therapy, because it is connecting the diversity of treatments integrated on cellular level. I want to introduce you the Schüssler therapeutic method because it has more than 150 years history of empirical application of nanoparticles. It was discovered by the German Dr. Schüssler, and it helped him to treat thousands and thousands of patients from such as diseases like diphtheritis, just with the possibility of the Schüssler salt. How they are working? They are 12 inorganic mineral salts that are part of our body and that we are receiving from the plant food. They balance these 12 minerals are prepared on homeopathic principle, and the nanostructures of the mineral salts are very bioavailable for our body, and they can balance the mineral exchange. They can strengthen the assimilation of the minerals from food and from nutritional supplements, because they changes the gene expression, and they are giving the possibility of the cell to produce more ion channels, to have good working calcium-potassium ATPase, and to balance the ion flow between extracellular matrix and cytoplasmatic area. The Schüssler salts dissolve easily in the mouth and work immediately. They are immediately absorbed and reaching all cells in the body, but they do not have any pharmacokinetic or pharmacodynamic transformation that is needed. The cells of the body are very sensitive to the minerals, and every cellular cell and every tissue complex, they have a special mineral salt from these 12 that is very important for their metabolism. And if the level of the ions inside the cytoplasm goes down, then the cell receives the signal that there is no energy, and first thing that the cell is doing, changing the gene expression, stopping the production of ion channels that are proteins, of course, and stopping expression of these ion channels on the membrane. So the cell is closing herself, and by this closing, the metabolism of the cell is suffering a lot, and this is the sick cell that is separated from the whole of the body. And in that situation, if we give to the body a full mineral salt, not dissolved, not as nanostructure, it will be not possible to be absorbed from the cell. And by a lot of food supplement, mineral food supplements that we are giving to the patient, the mineral salt can be used just in 10%. They are not reaching the cells, they are not changing the gene expression and not opening the cells. Really, the Schüssler salts are working like keys. They're going very easily inside the cell, and they are opening the metabolism, opening the gene expression, opening the production of ion channels, and really improving the cell nutrition. And we need the healthy cells and the cells that have enough energy to answer to every signal that we are giving to the body with different therapeutic methods. We need to improve, for example, the cell metabolism after any conventional therapy. We need to have a good answer from the cells when we are using reflexotherapeutic methods or different integrative methods. Therefore, Schussler salts are needed for the daily life and especially for every daily problems that the patient can have. You know that nanostructures are very good for the body because they are able to be rapid absorbed, they have no biotransformation, and they are working really locally just on the cell that is sensitive and that is in a sick situation. The most important advantage is the size of the nanoparticles of the Schussler salts and the absolutely absence of toxicity and very high biocompatibility. I want to show you a new study that was published in the last years and showing that nanoparticles from natrium chloratum has anti-cancer therapeutic effect. And this is very easily to be understood because the osmolarity of cancer cells is very high because they are very full with energy, and they are they need to go to the process of dilation, and therefore the osmolarity in these cells is very high, and they are very sensitive to the nanostructures of natrium chloratum. But it was very interesting to me to see that in this publication the researcher shows that nanoparticles of natrium chloratum, that is Schussler salt number 8, go very easy inside the cell without need of ion channels, because they go inside the cells through endocytosis. They increase drastic the osmolarity of the cell, and it leads to cell apoptosis and necrosis. And this is a highly immunogenic process because it increases the anti-cancer immunity, and it increases the local and systemic tumor control. But I want to tell you that for the researchers it was very interesting to see that the natrium chloratum nanoparticles absolutely not harm any healthy cell, because when the osmolarity in the healthy cell is absolutely okay, they are not sensitive to these nanoparticles. They go inside, but they are really very easy excreted from the cell through the normal ion flow. Therefore, I can tell you that the nanoparticles of the Schussler salts can have a very big effectiveness. I'm not telling that we should treat cancer with Schussler salt, but if you use Schussler salt for daily conditions together with your reflexotherapeutic methods and other integrative methods for rehabilitation of your patients, you will double the effectiveness of the treatment, and it will be a long-time protective effect, because you will clean from the body all cells that have negative gene expression and all cells that have wakened up oncogenes. And it is, for example, very connected with the virus infection. If you treat a virus infection day by day through the Schüssler salts, you can have, after the infection, a very good cleaned body with a very good power of the immunity after this, without asthenic syndrome and without loss of the energy of the body. And so these are the 12 Schüssler salts that you see. They are calcium, kalium, natrium and magnesium, silicea and ferrum. These are the cations. Anions are phosphor and sulfur and chlor and fluor. And you can easily understand a very special work of every salt because it is connected with the main biochemical processes that are regulated from these mineral salts. For example, ferrum phosphoricum is empowering the immune system through giving ferromions to the cells that need them, especially macrophages. For example, kalium phosphoricum is giving kalium ions inside the neurons, and together with the kalium ions, phosphor is coming inside and empowering the biochemistry of the neuron cells. You see, magnesium phosphoricum is working as really relaxation, antispastic and anti-pain Schüssler salt. And together with Schüssler salt number 11, silicea, that is empowering the flow of nutrition inside the cell, we can have a very high anti-pain treatment. Schüssler salt number 7 and Schüssler salt number 11. You can see all of them and use the opportunity to read about the Schüssler salt and to study the main biochemical process for every one of them, and then easily start there to use them in your daily practices. For example, I can recommend you to start with Schüssler salt number 3 because it is improving the iron metabolism, increases the intracellular iron transport within, of course, of physiological limits, and has a very high immunostimulation, absolutely increasing the activity of the macrophages, and with a very high antioxidative effectiveness. All these processes are proven. First of all, nanostructures of ferrum phosphoricum are visualized in different studies. Then there is a high scientific study published in 2022 showing that ferrum phosphoricum as a Schüssler salt affects the cell proliferation, transcription levels of iron metabolism, antioxidant defense, and inflammation related genes. It was proven in the biochemistry laboratory in the University of Varna and published, and it was proven in macrophages first, in the first part of the study without stimulation, but in the second part of the study there was a stimulation with lipopolysaccharides from microorganisms, and it was shown that Schüssler salts number 3 regulates the acute phase of the inflammation. It increases the oxygen saturation and cellular energy. It activates the immune response. It improves the absorption and distribution of iron in the body, and it reduces the tissue oxidative stress. and it induces the formation of macrophages number M1 that are really the soldiers in our immune system. When the macrophages are stimulated, the same situation, the use of Schüssler salt number 3 together with the inflammatory stimulation gives thousands of times more activation of antioxidant enzymes, of interleukin-1 beta or cellular level of immunity, of CD86, that is a marker of differentiation of the macrophages to M1 macrophages. And really in the moment there is a challenge ahead to prove all this information also on the level of protein synthesis, and we will have really a new studies behind us. I can tell you that the Schüssler salts resonate to the meridians, and it can improve the effectiveness of the reflexotherapy and help you to reach faster results. For example, number 1 resonate to stomach meridian, number 2 to triple wormer, number 3 to pericardium, number 4 to lung meridian, number 5 to bladder meridian, number 6 to liver meridian, very important, number 6 detoxification Schüssler salts, number 7 connected with the heart meridian and the antispastic salt, number 8 to the small intestine because it is connected with transport of nutrition to the body and to the cells, number 9 to the kidney meridian, number 10 to the gallbladder meridian, 11 to spleen, 12 to large intestine meridian. Also, Schüssler salts can be used absolutely normal 3 times daily, but if because you are a reflexotherapist, there are very nice rules to recommend the Schüssler salts resonating to the organ times, to the organ clock. And for example, if you have asthmatic patients, in the night before sleep, you can give some Schüssler salts number 4, number 7, number 2, because in the night they can improve the lung function, and in the time between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning, they can prevent the asthma exacerbation, as we know that it is the high time of the lung meridian. Or for example, by irritable bowel syndrome, the time of the colon is between 5 and 7 in the morning, and in that time you can use the salt number 4, number 10 and number 9, and during the day again Schüssler salt number 7, and you can have a very great effectiveness together with all different integrative methods in your treatment. And the same, you have gallbladder problems, then use number 10 as a hot number 10 dissolved in a water and intake approximately around 22 o'clock, and you can have a very great result in the time of the gallbladder. So for this small time I showed you just a very small part of the excellent therapeutic method of the Schüssler salts. I'm very open to give you a lot of information and to organize courses if you are interested in. Thank you for your attention, and be very healthy with the Schüssler salts now in the period of colds. Thank you.